Hey guys, what is going on? We are back and we're going to be discussing some of the Season 3 Reloaded content coming very soon to Vanguard. I believe we're likely to get a lot of this content, I think next week. I'm not 100% sure of the exact time, but seemingly the timing is about right for an update for the mid-season Season 3 Reloaded update. Hopefully that's going to come next week. So I've seen a couple of leaks on this thing and it appears we are going to be getting 3 new DLC weapons, a brand new operator and a brand new DLC map in Sphere, which is definitely already confirmed. I would have loved to see a couple more map content in the mid-season update, but you take what you can get here. So starting us off with the DLC weapon content, I'm going to start off with the brand new SMG that has already been confirmed. We are getting a unique blowback style SMG in the H4 Blixen. Now, apparently this gun does use a 9x19mm cartridge and shares similar design techniques to the Sten and the PPSH. Now, after doing a little bit of research on this thing, I believe this gun is going to be modeled after the the Stand Shoots Hellregal M1915. Thanks, Wikipedia. Which does look like this, of course, as you can see on the screen. Now, according to the Wikipedia page for this weapon, it is a blowback style of SMG that fires a similar sized cartridge to what we did talk about previously. Interestingly, though, this weapon was never really mass produced. It's like an experimental, deeply prototype. Like, this thing was only ever produced in very limited prototype numbers during World War I. Make it something a little bit different that we've not seen in too many Call of Duty games previously. I'm not sure if something like this has ever been featured in too many games previously, but I expect this to be an absolute banger in the game. The H4 Blixen will likely shake up the current SMG meta in Season 3 of the MP40 and the Wellgun, and maybe the Type 100 if you'd still use that. I mean, this thing has a water-cooled barrel apparently, and so that'll be at least a little bit interesting, whatever this thing does do. Now, as usual with these weapons are going to be unlockable in a variety of ways, one being, of course, an SMG-based challenge in-game. I'm not 100% sure of exactly what it's going to be, but it shouldn't be too difficult like usual, as well as being unlockable via a bundle in the store as usual. Now, moving on to some unconfirmed DLC content that we sort of saw a little bit of leaks this week, we are taking a look at a brand new assault rifle as well in the Ruby Roll 1918 assault rifle. Now, we have seen this DLC weapon in previous games like COD World War II, which was an SMG variant in that game. It's also been featured in Battlefield 1 as an assault rifle, sort of carbine kind of thing. Now, if this weapon does end up being added to the game, I'd expect it something like an assault rifle SMG hybrid style weapon, as it's been featured as an automatic carbine as well as an SMG in previous games, as we did mention. I'm thinking something like the Volk playstyle with a decent damage number, easy to control recoil, and fast movement speeds, fast handling speeds, that kind of SMG style hybrid kind of thing, which usually does quite well in these games. I think this is going to be an absolute fantastic DLC weapon if we do end up seeing it get added in the mid-season update, and it's definitely something that should look to shake up the meta a little bit, especially at the moment since there are about 4 top tier guns in the assault rifle category, those of course being the Cooper Carbine, the Automaton, the Nikita AVT, and the BAR, still at the top of the meta at the moment. I think it would be absolutely sick if this matched some of those weapons' power in the game at the moment, just to help people drive back into Vanguard, because it is in a pretty cool state at the moment with the recent updates and the balance changes that they've done recently. There's been some pretty healthy changes for the game. Now, for the third DLC weapon that we did mention, allegedly we are also getting another pistol getting added to the update as well. But again, take all of this DLC stuff apart from the H4 Blixen with a grain of salt, because that is the only confirmed weapon at this stage. But apparently we're also getting the Nambu Type 14 pistol. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to see the 3 DLC weapons that we've mentioned in this video in the one update, especially since it's only a mid-season update. We might end up seeing some of these guns pushed to later updates. However, there's only going to be 5 seasons in this game, so we are running out of seasons to get these DLC weapons in. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what we're going to do here. But again, they are only putting up 1 new map in the update, so if they want to compensate with some extra DLC weapon content, that'd be pretty cool too. Now, if this does make it into the game, we've seen the Nambu Type 14 in games like World at War previously, and it was a reasonably effective pistol in that game, so hopefully we can run this thing akimbo and cause some shenanigans in-game. Moving on to the map content here, we are confirmed to be getting a new DLC map named Sphere, which just by looking at some of the screenshots on the screen right now look very cool. It's described as beneath the facade of a coal mine is a hidden weapons lab brimming with secrets. This small sized map features dual layers that use plenty of interior space to facilitate fast paced close quarters combat opportunities. Now, I'm certain this map is going to be an absolute banger, a fantastic map to get added into Vanguard, because the best work they've done this year on the map, in my opinion, has been that close range, medium range stuff, smaller style map content. Dust House and Mayhem are absolutely my favorite maps in this game, and I'm sure you like those as well. So hopefully we're going to be seeing something a little bit interesting, a little bit creative, maybe something similar to the last map that we did see in Cold Cold War, that kind of map creativity style stuff with like portals and things. We probably won't see portals in this game, but something like that, some sort of similar creative stuff would actually be very, very cool in this game. And again, we do see a lot of creative stuff when we do come to the map content this year. In terms of the DLC operator content that we are receiving, one new operator in this season, I believe the mask wearing Kim Tae-young, who is in the trailer. You see they're wearing the mask, and I believe her favorite weapon to be the H4 Blixen. I'm not 100% sure. Again, we could see it's some DLC stuff changing and things like that, but I imagine her DLC favorite weapon is going to be the H4 Blixen, which does help you level this thing up faster, likely unlockable in the store via an in-game purchase like the rest of the mid-season operator content. In terms of some more content we are likely to see in the mid-season update for Season 3, again, they have been doing a lot of weapon balancing recently. They've been trying to adjust some of the like smaller caliber magazines and ammo and stuff like that to fit them better into line in the game, rather than just having the larger caliber stuff be absolutely dominant in the case of most weapons in this game. Very recently, as we have mentioned in a lot of videos recently, they did actually buff a lot of these ammunitions, man, like your MP40s. There's like a whole list of stuff. They buffed the KGM40 again. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they have mentioned recently that they've changed, and there was a big old patch, I believe it was May the 12th, that they did change a lot of this stuff. So last week, there's a lot of content that did get changed. There's a lot of weapons that are new, basically. There's a lot of weapons that haven't sort of been tested out and changed yet, so we could see some new meta weapon stuff. But of course, I would love to see more weapon balancing in these updates, just to bring like the lower tier stuff back into line a little bit, make them a little bit more viable. Like, you don't want to have too many weapons that are basically unusable. There's just wants to be a little bit more consistency in the SMG assault rifle category, even your LMG category and stuff like that. Maybe some small sniper buffs potentially, not 100% sure exactly what's going to happen. Maybe some LMG movement speed stuff, aim down sight speed things. Again, I'd love to see weapon balancing in these updates, mostly just because it does make a game a little bit more interesting. You see that there's like 5 weapon balance changes to specific guns. They definitely make a difference. You look at them and go, yeah, now we've basically got 5 new guns to play with and test out and make new class setups, and particularly make new videos on, which always helps out the channel. But again, I'd massively like to see some weapon balancing. I'm not 100% sure exactly what I would try and hit in this update, as they have done such a fantastic job recently, but something I would like to see is, of course, a continuation of the buffs that they have made to that lower caliber stuff, and sort of continue that across the board, make those lower caliber ammo tiers and stuff like that a little bit better, as they have been doing previously. It is a little disappointing though that we are only allegedly receiving 1 new DLC map. This is going to be 2 for the entirety of Season 3, which again is a little lackluster in terms of that DLC map content. I would love to see a second map get added to the game. Of course, if we ended up seeing like a remade map alongside Sphere, I feel like that would be an easy way to get some extra DLC map content into the update without having to do too much work. I'm not saying that map content creation isn't a lot of work, like of course it's very, very tricky and stuff like that, but having to like not actually redesign a map from the ground up, just sort of make and reiterate on something that somebody else has made previously would probably be a little bit easier maybe. So again, seeing a sort of remastered map from a previous game like a World War II or of course a World at War map would be very, very cool as well. Again, I'm not 100% sure of what DLC map or previous map I would love to see, but again, something added to the game extra would always be a good thing. Just before we do go here though, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. We're going to be staying up to date with all of the Season 3 Reloaded content when that does drop. Hopefully next week. Definitely shouldn't be too far away. I believe it might come out once the Monarch event does end for Warzone. Again, hopefully do receive a fantastic update here. I'm super excited about all the content that is coming up, especially if we are ending up getting 3 weapons like I've seen in the leaks. I know we're getting 1, but we could end up seeing a couple more get added to this update, which would be very, very cool. But again, thank you very much for watching this one. Hopefully you did enjoy this, and if it did help you out at all, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel because it really helps me out. And hopefully it does mean I will see you in the next one. Bye!